Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn about respiration. Right? Now, like various other processes that happen within our body, like for example digestion, excretion, right? Respiration is also one chemical process that happens inside our body. And we are going to learn about respiration in human beings today. Alright, now whenever I am talking about respiration, so first we need to know what happens during respiration and why should we learn it. Right? Now the moment I am talking to you, or I am moving from one place to another, or I am doing some work, I will require energy. Right? That energy we have learned in digestion comes from food. Okay? And we have learned in digestion that the food that we eat is broken down into simple forms, right? Into simpler forms like glucose, and then the protein is broken down into amino acids and so on. Now what happens in respiration? Respiration, in this process, oxygen, okay? I am breathing in oxygen. This oxygen reacts with the glucose, or we will say the oxygen breaks down the glucose. Okay, it breaks down the glucose, and what does it give? It gives carbon dioxide. I am breathing out carbon dioxide. So when oxygen breaks down the glucose, what does it give? It gives carbon dioxide, the one that I am breathing out, water vapor. We also know when we are breathing out, we also give out water vapor. That is why if I keep a glass plate over here, if I do like this, it will get a little damp or moist, right? So it's carbon dioxide, water vapor and 38 ATP. Now this is most interesting. What is this 38 ATP? That means this is the energy that we were talking, right? The energy which helps us to do our various activities. That energy is in the form of ATP, where it is the short form of adenosine triphosphate. It is called the currency of energy. Alright, now suppose I am very low in glucose, right? My body is low in glucose, or I am eating a very protein rich food. Then what will happen? Will oxygen work on protein? Yes, it will. So what will happen? The protein will first break down. It will go to the liver. In the liver, it will break down into glucose and amino acids. And on that glucose, oxygen will work. Okay, so oxygen will break down the glucose, or we can say it oxidizes glucose to give these products. Now this my body does not want, so it throws out, and this 38 ATP my body requires it. Why? As I said, to do various activities and also to keep myself warm. Right? In the cold weathers, it is our body heat that keeps us warm. So it is that energy. Alright. Now does it happen in one step? No. It happens in a series of steps. Right? It happens in a series of steps, or you can say, now with the help of certain enzymes it happens. And where does it happen? It happens in the cells, right? That is why it is also called sometimes cellular respiration. So why it is called cellular respiration? Because this oxidation of glucose or breakdown of glucose will happen in the cells of our body. In the muscle cells, in the liver cells mainly it happens. Alright, now in the cells it happens in two places mainly. One, that is in cytoplasm. Okay, when you go to the higher classes, you will learn The first step occurs in cytoplasm and the second step occurs in mitochondria. Alright, so if you are asked why it is called a cellular respiration, you will say the breakdown of glucose occurs in the cell and it happens in a series of steps, mainly in cytoplasm and then in mitochondria. Alright, so for this whole process to happen, what do I need? Oxygen. So oxygen comes into my body when I am breathing in air, right? So here now inhalation comes in, or we will talk about simple breathing. Okay, so when I am breathing in air that is rich in oxygen, that is why we say that we have to have plants around us. Why? Because plants gives us oxygen and it even absorbs the carbon dioxide. So the air rich in oxygen. So you will never say that I am breathing in oxygen. You will say I am breathing in air rich in oxygen. Okay. When you inhale that, what will happen? It passes through our nose. Right? When it passes through our nose, that air is filtered. Okay. The air is filtered with the help of the nasal air and the mucus or the liquid material that is present in our nose. So it kind of purifies that air, right? Next, the air from here as well as from the mouth, it goes, but in the mouth the filtration does not happen. So it is always better that you inhale air through your nose, because in the nose it is automatically filtered. Next, it comes to the pharynx. Pharynx is common for both, It is like from the mouth as well as from the nose. The common area is the pharynx. Okay. Now from the pharynx it goes down and here you will see there is the larynx or the voice box. Now larynx or the voice box, it has the vocal cords, right? So vocal cords are the muscular, there's a pair of vocal cords, and this pair of vocal cords, when the air passes through them, it starts vibrating, producing sound. Also you will see when you swallow something over here, this goes up and down. This is my vocal cord, okay, or it is my larynx. And some people have it in great protrusion, that is very prominent. That is then called Adam's apple. All right. Now the air then passes into the trachea. Okay. So we will see from the pharynx actually it divides into two tubes, right? One, that is the trachea with the larynx above, and another is the food pipe, right? Now we will not talk about the food pipe now, we will talk about the trachea. Here in the trachea what we see that there are these circular circular rings. Now what does the circular rings do? They are made up of cartilage. You know what a cartilage, very soft bony like structure. They keep this air pipe sturdy, doesn't allow it to collapse. If it collapses, will the air pass? No. And I continuously need air, right, throughout the day and night. It is non-stop. So it has to be properly distended. And who is keeping it distended? It is my circular rings. So these rings are very important. And this is my trachea or the air pipe, whatever you say, right? There is the flap above. The opening of the trachea is controlled by a flap which is called the epiglottis, right? And sometimes when you eat and you talk, what will happen? The food may get into the trachea, right? Because the brain does not understand if you are talking and eating and breathing all at the same time. So the food may sometimes come into the trachea, and then what you do, you cough, right? But otherwise, when I am eating the food goes through the food pipe and the trachea is closed because the lid is closed. And what is the name of that lid? The name of that lid is epiglottis. Okay, now this trachea, now the air is coming down, and here also we have mucus which is kind of cleaning the air. The trachea is divided into two branches, and each of the branch is called bronchus. Okay, what is it called? It is called bronchus. Sorry. And the plural is bronchi. Right? Now this is, if I stand like this, this is my left. So I'll call this is my left lung. Okay, left lung, and this is my right lung. Now the left lung usually is slightly shorter. Do you know why? Because it has to accommodate the heart over here, right? It has to accommodate the heart over here. So my left lung is slightly smaller than my right lung. The left lung is two lobes. There are two lobes in it, and the right lung has three lobes. So that is why the left lung is slightly smaller. Let us make it a little smaller. Okay. Now it is covered by a membrane which is called the pleural membrane. Right? I had sent you a video earlier also where it showed it's red in color because it is very rich with capillaries. And here it is, you will see the bronchus, okay, is divided into further branches. Okay, so these are the bronchioles. And from here you will see like tufts of grapes, you know, like this, tufts of grapes. And what are these? These are the alveoli. Okay, these are the alveoli, which is the plural of alveolus. The alveoli has a very thin membrane, so that, and in this alveoli, you know, if this is the alveoli, it is covered with capillaries all around, you know, like a mesh of capillaries. So why is that so? Because as soon as I am breathing in air, the air is coming from here to the alveoli, and from the alveoli it goes into the capillaries. Okay, these capillaries are also very thin walls. So simple by diffusion it comes into the capillaries. The capillaries have lot of red blood cells. So the red blood cells now take the oxygen and it will take it to my various organs of the body. Alright, as well as to the cells, you know, like the cells and tissues of the various organs. So if I am working, so it will take it also to the muscle cells, and from there what will happen? Respiration will take place. Right? So we need oxygen. The oxygen is coming into my body by breathing in. It comes to the lungs. Here there is an exchange of gases. That means oxygen is taken in by my body, carbon dioxide is given out. How? Again the capillaries, okay, they are giving the carbon dioxide. They are taking the oxygen from the alveoli, they are giving the carbon dioxide in return. And then again the carbon dioxide will go by the same process as we breathe out. Understood? I hope I am clear. Thank you.